want to talk about that bad word CRM today and just kind of go over what I've seen for almost 2 decades working with agents is that they've never used a CRM. They may kind of track stuff on a spreadsheet. They might try and use their noggin to remember things. They might be using a brokerage CRM, which is horrible. I'll explain that in a minute. You might be paying for a CRM for years and years and years and never use it because you keep thinking, I'll do it next week. And then there's next week, and then there's next week. And then that turns into a year of paying for them. It's kind of like a gym membership, something that you really don't use. And then the other thing is that we also see people actually trying a CRM, wasting a ton of time initially. And it might be weeks, months, and then they're like, oh, I don't like it because something isn't work. And then they wait a bit, and then they try another one, and that doesn't work. Then they try another one. I've had agents tell me they've used 10 different CRMs. So what's really the problem? So what I always talk about is that, all CRMs are not created equal. So let me talk about number one, which you're probably like, well, why shouldn't I use my brokerage CRM? The reason is that you don't own it. Now, can you take the data with you? So there's 2 things, well, maybe 3, maybe 4 things that can happen. Number one, if you remember, and this is like years later, you're like, oh yeah, I'll remember. I can tell you people don't remember. You probably, like from any software service, you can export the contact. So first name, last name, address, maybe not notes because maybe they're separated. And not all CRMs separate the notes because they should sync and integrate. I'll talk about that in a minute. But let's say you're really using a CRM. So you're using the brokerage CRM and you're creating newsletters and you've got drip campaigns you've set up and you spend an enormous amount of time getting it all perfect, and then you leave. You can't take all that with you. Now, usually it's cost prohibitive to do so. So for example, you might get your CRM included in your fees that you're paying the brokerage. But when you go to leave, can you actually keep your log on and all the information? Sometimes, but sometimes it's cost prohibitive to do so because most CRMs usually run between $50 and $200 a month, usually, depending on what bells and whistles are included. The other thing with CRMs is that, and again, I'm going to tell you, please don't use a brokerage CRM. Use it if they're giving you leads through it. And once the lead is finished and it's actually a good lead, bring it into your CRM. So if you ever leave, bye-bye brokerage. What do you have to change? Your business cards, like your marketing materials, and really that's about it. Your header, your footer on your website, please have a website, and that's about it, and your signature, right? Like it shouldn't be that much because you are using a CRM that you own. I'm always about the agents owning their own data, okay? So if you have questions, I'm always happy to answer them. So please, I always have, and wherever you're watching this, you can tag me, you can book a call, we can chat because it's super important to understand. Okay, let's get back to other reasons about CRMs that I've seen is that when people complain about, oh, that CRM doesn't work, that CRM doesn't work, it's probably, well, it could be the CRM, but it might be the systems of how you are set up. We find that agents get out of real estate school, they learn how to stay out of real estate jail, but you know what they don't do? Is set up their business properly. So what we always recommend to every agent we've ever talked to is we want to get a central place for everything. So a properly configured business email, which is not Yahoo, Gmail, AOL, MSN, Outlook. I'm trying to think of all these. There's so many different ones I've seen. Don't use your brokerage email address either. That's a whole other topic I'll talk about and have talked about for years. But you should own that one business email that's set up properly, that's on the right server, the right plan, configured properly on all the devices that you touch. That's what we help agents with. And then what we can do is get that your client database and any database into that attachment, attached to that email address. We'll get all your calendars attached, all your files and folders. And only once that's done would we flip a switch, if the CRM allows that, to say, okay, you know what? Let's turn on integration. So what does that mean? When it's set up properly and it's on a right CRM that works and integrates properly, if they say, hey, upload your files to us to get the CRM to work, that's not set up properly. Okay. They won't tell you all this because they don't understand, but it's not set up properly. So the ideal world, when everything is set up properly, you go, oh, I got to add a note about the client on your phone in the contact. It says, oh, you know what? I'm going to take that note because there's a little flag on all the different systems. I'm going to add that note to my tablet, to my other computer, to my office computer, to everything that you log on to, including the CRM. You're in the CRM. You change the client's phone number or your mom's phone number or your brother's phone number, and guess what? It is updated everywhere. We want that central database to have everybody that you communicate with, all your past clients, all your current clients, all your friends and family inside one central database that's in the CRM. Who cares if they're in the CRM? You can manage them from anywhere, but why not have the ability to fix the person's contact record from any platform that you're on, right? And then it syncs and integrates everywhere. It's cool. Okay. The other thing with CRMs that I want you to understand is that they are money makers, but they're not. If you're paying for a CRM just to manage your contacts, why? You can manage your contacts other ways. A CRM at its basic core is for you to communicate with your clients. Yes, CRMs can keep track of expenses and transactions and some include websites, but at its core, what you want is the ability to be able to do an email blast, also known as a newsletter, to a type of client that is labeled past client or current client or whatever, A plus, B plus, whatever, however you end up naming your contacts, labeling their contacts. And then what you would do is send an email blast or a newsletter to that type. We could have everybody in the label newsletter and send a newsletter to them. Do not use the newsletters that are out of the box. People know, okay? There's so many fast ways to find content now with AI. There's no reason for you not to do it yourself and at least put some personalization to every single communication to a client. Same with the drip campaigns. So if you don't know what a drip campaign is, it's a sequential sets of emails and tasks for a type of client. So let's say you get a prospective buyer. You would send them an email on day one and you would customize it to sound like you, not me, not whoever created it, you. So if you think about drips, the drips are really there to just get you thinking about stuff. And nowadays, what I tell people who we work with is to say, okay, let's take those drips that are in the library. Let's grab the information and you kind of like it, but you're not sure. You could put it into AI and say, redo this email, but make it about Palm Springs or whatever. Okay. Or make it sound more funnier or whatever. And then you would edit that. AI is incredible now. So you edit each of the emails once. It's, yep, that's good. Yep, that's good. Yes, yep, that's good. Now that one drip is ready to go. Don't get overwhelmed that there's so many things to do with a drip. There isn't. Just do it, okay? We know that clients make back so much money by using a CRM properly. If you have questions, I'm here. Please, 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 please ask questions. Book a chat. We do complimentary chats to agents to review your current system setup and see if we can help you in our program. Okay, my name is Darci LaRocque from Agent Tech Mastery.